On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Ethan masters the pocket circuit, Cole becomes a rat killer, and Tony does ninja things. We take a look at the week's biggest news and we answer your questions. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
What up?
Nothing. What's up with you?
Nothing.
No?
Yep.
I apparently narrowly missed a tornado warning today.
Wow. Isn't it too early for those right now?
Not if you live in Oklahoma.
Gosh.
So, I mean, we thought it would have been, but we went and looked at a house up north of Tulsa, and it was raining while we were there. But we came back into town and we stopped off at my mother-in-law's house, and she said, "Did you know there was a tornado warning up where you guys were today?"
Oh, gosh.
We were like, "No." Apparently, right after we left, a storm had moved through. And it was a pretty severe storm as well. So
Well, I hope the house you looked at was still there.
I'm gonna hope it is too. I'm gonna assume it is, but I have to call the realtor probably Monday or Tuesday, and if they tell me the house is blown away, I'll know.
It's like,
we're not gonna live in it.
it's like, I guess I can count that one out.
Yeah, we just marked that one right off the list. So, yeah, the house looking process is beginning, and hopefully within a couple of months, we'll be moving.
Cool.
So, should be fun. Also joining us this week, though, Ethan, we've got Cole.
Or am I?
I hope you are, because that's who I said's on the show this week.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, I am. Hello.
Okay. We finished the fight in Halo today.
Finally.
The fight? I don't know if you'd call it a fight. But yeah.
Yeah, Ethan was hyping us up for a big ending fight.
I swear there was a big fight at the end.
And the Didac comes down, and we fight all these waves of enemies.
I could have sworn. I swear you had to fight some humanoid enemy, Didac, and he's like going in and out of the center thing, and you're just doing damage to him over time, and eventually you beat him. I don't know.
I think that's a Halo 5 fight.
That sounds like Are you talking about BioShock 1?
It's a very similar fight, yes.
Yeah, with Adam. Would you kindly?
Hey, would you kindly assume I'm not crazy and tell him the truth?
So yeah,
not crazy. That's how it happened.
We got to the end of Halo 4. I was ready for the waves of enemies, and all I had to do was just drop a nuke on a dude, and actually, it wasn't even that hard.
You punched the nuke.
Punched the nuke.
Well, I hit him with the nuke because I had it in my hand, and I hit him with it, and then it knocked me back, and it didn't kill him, so I had to just punch the nuke, I guess, to get it to explode, and that was the end of the game. And
I think you punched him with a grenade, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Punching him with a nuke, ineffective. Punching him with a grenade, 100% effective.
Instant death. Yeah, there we go.
And then he just fell off a bridge, and that was the end of the game.
Oh, that's true. I guess the grenade didn't kill him. It was the fall supposedly killed him.
The fall supposedly killed him because he fell into the energy source that looks very similar to the grenade.
But as Star Wars has proven, you can fall into the middle of a giant Death Star and survive. So...
Spoiler much. I haven't seen episode whatever the last one was.
Well, here's a spoiler. He didn't have the high ground.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
So, there you go. Halo, yes, Halo.
I'm picturing those Obi-Wan Kenobi high ground memes. That one where he's like hanging off the ledge, but he actually has the high ground from his perspective. You just turn it sideways is all you do. Oh man.
Yeah, we finished Halo 4. That is up on the YouTube channel. It's not the pre-show anymore. We just call it PG Plays, but it is up there. The entire run through Halo 4. I think maybe now we're going to move on to Gears of War. The question is, which one? Are we going to do 5? 5, I think, is...
Yeah, we're doing 5.
Okay. So Gears 5...
Because we finished 3, because I had never finished 3. We can't do 1 or 2, because there's a 2-player.
4, I don't think, had multiplayer?
I think we did 4 already, didn't we?
I haven't played 4.
Why are we not doing 4?
Just like the Halos, we're not exactly playing them in order anymore.
Yeah, exactly. No, we played Gears 3 together, all of us. That's the only one we've
I
done.
swear we played Gears 4, didn't we?
Mm-mm.
Gears 3, we were on a boat. Beat that, and then I thought we did another Gears right after that.
I think we played a little bit of something, but we didn't play a full game.
Gears 1's the hardest. Just because it's like that level on Vermintide when you try to do the challenge. Everything's dark. And if you get away from the group, you die.
Well, speaking of Vermintide,
yeah, the bird things. That's what it was.
Yeah. Cole, you've got that in the show notes. We played Vermintide for our Wednesday stream this week.
Good. Yeah.
And I think, yeah, just go ahead.
Why do y'all talk, please?
All right, Vermintide. So that's my game for this week.
Gosh.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. So after we struggled and then struggled a little less, I went back and played it a couple days this week. I just finished Act 1. So there's 4 acts per area, expansion, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And so I beat all 4 levels in the first act with
Cool.
completely random people who mostly helped progress, except for the last level that kind of hindered it. But yeah, no, it's actually pretty fun. Jason and me were talking about it, and apparently if you jump the difficulty up even 1 level, it makes it go from being medium easy to insane. So
Really?
From playable to this kind of is bad.
Yeah, and like just to do the second level of difficulty, you have to be power 100 at least. And so
I think I'm 95 right now.
Yeah, I've crossed the threshold into the 100, so I could start playing it, but I want to beat the game before I start.
Yeah, I'd really like to play some more. I guess for anybody that doesn't know what Vermintide is, this is a Warhammer Fantasy game. It's 4-player co-op, sort of like Left 4 Dead, where you're dropped into a level and you have to defeat hordes of enemies to get from, one end of the level to the other.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be more like the reason we struggled a little bit was because I was picking the wrong levels and didn't realize it. I thought it was more like Left 4 Dead where you just picked a map and went, and that's not the case. There's apparently a very,
there's progression.
A very video game-like progression to Vermintide, and I didn't realize that. Once we started picking the right levels, things worked the way they were supposed to, and we were actually able to finish the levels.
We didn't do bad at the stuff that we were doing. We didn't stand a very good chance, especially on that dark level. That was that very first.
That's the weekly challenge.
That very first thing in there that we ran in, the very first hard thing to fight in there, he just wrecked us. There was no escaping that.
That ended up being the second level.
Really?
Yeah. So I apparently I picked the wrong stuff for us to be playing. But I like you, Cole. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a ton of fun.
I think we were almost done with that one level where we had the gargoyle heads, because the last 2 were underneath there, and I was trying to bring them up, but I mean, there was only me and Shannon. Shannon's trying to get you guys up, and I'm trying to just throw the gargoyle skulls upstairs, and it just the stranglers, as I'm going to call them, because I don't know their names, were just
that's what they called them.
It's the cheapest thing ever. I hate that so much. It's like, all right, I'm going to strangle you. There's nothing you can do. And then whenever you're free and you try to attack them, oh, you can't hit me. I'm over here now. It's like,
that's it's very similar to the Left 4 Dead where you have
smokers.
Like the jockey will jump on you and make you run around.
And the smoker, they hit you with the tongue and then drag you over somewhere.
That's that one. The boomers are kind of those bile guys.
The bile guys are like a cross between boomer and tank.
Yeah, because they're big, giant trolls. So,
fortunately, I didn't run into anyone that was like the witch, so
not yet.
That's okay. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think I'll play that some more this week.
I'm definitely going to play a little more. So maybe one night we can get together and play.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I got to level 11, so I've got the second perk unlocked. When you hit level 13, you can unlock the 3rd class. So I've gotten the Battle Wizard. I've upgraded to Pyromancer, and then I'll hit rank 3, which is like the Super Saiyan fire guy.
Yeah, so you're playing a mage character, right?
Yeah. So I don't have to worry about ammunition like you guys do, but I do have like a cooldown timer that if I overheat, it'll kill me. So I have to kind of watch that, and I can take a little bit of health damage, so that way I can cool down on my own. Or if I play as the Battle Wizard, if I don't do anything for 6 seconds, I start to cool down. There's a bunch of different builds and stuff you can do, and I really like the weapons. So you've got your basic weapon, which is like your archery one or whatever. It's like a flamethrower, or it could be a fireball, or it could be a bolt of fire, or it can be a area of effect like fire blast, just depending on what weapon you're using on that. So that's pretty cool. And then your other weapon, your melee weapon, I got a dagger, and so I'm just tearing through everyone like crazy. So I've enjoyed it. I won't take up too much time on it.
Yeah,
I'll probably talk about it again next week. Yeah.
Playing this it made me. I've been playing Warhammer since the late '90s, and seeing all of these guys that I normally see in miniature form on a battlefield, in real life, like not in real life, but in 3D, in just crazy looking environments, it was really, really cool, and just made me really want to go back and play some more Warhammer.
Yeah, I never got to play the tabletop that much, but I did get to see a lot of the figurines, and I've played a few other tabletop RPGs, and it's definitely one of the more
the tabletop seems like the bigger your wallet, the better you are.
Exactly. Well, there is a little bit of that, but if you've got the right group to play with, they're more than happy to change things up or let you substitute miniatures in for something that you're missing that you want to try out or whatever. But yeah, it definitely, I spent, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars on miniatures playing Warhammer over the years. Because I had 3 really large armies.
Looks like my last class for now is called Unchained.
Okay, yeah, and I'm playing the dwarf character. So right now I can play as a ranger. And then I think the next one that I unlock is an Ironbreaker, which is just a super heavily armored character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your skills and abilities look pretty funny when you get further and further.
Yeah.
It looks like oh, that's DLC. Okay, I was like, it looks like this guy has a 4th class, and it says DLC. No, never mind. But yeah. At first, when I saw there was 5 classes, I was like, 5-player?
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah, it's just 4, which is fine. That's all I got to talk about. Ethan, what are you up to?
Well, I mean, I quit that game just before y'all did, so I'm gonna say I'm like 60-ish on the power level.
What?
if you go,
yeah.
did you actually go in and like get all of your loot for like finishing objectives and stuff? Because I was like level 50 or something until I went and found out I had 7 or 8 chests that I could open.
What?
And that gave me a bunch more loot, and it bumped me up almost to 100.
I knew about the chest in the center area. Is there something I missed?
Yeah, there's a menu you go in, and there's a challenge. There's a list of challenges, and I had finished close to 10 of them, I think, and just got tons of loot. So you've probably got a bunch.
Sounds like crazy talk. I gotta check this out real quick.
You've probably got a ton of stuff sitting in there.
Turn this on and turn
that
on.
You didn't realize that you had.
You can just join on me if you want. I'm already in the hub.
Well, I don't want to disappoint anyone, so here's footage. All right, happy now. Online game start.
Yeah, at first when you said you were power 60, I thought you meant like level 60. I was like,
no.
I'm level 11. How did you jump up 40 something levels?
Hacks.
It's that season pass, man.
Hey, do you know what level Jason is on there? Because I know he plays
on this.
Yeah, he plays this a lot.
Oh, 2?
2?
No, you said he plays it a lot. 20? Does it max out at 20?
You have rewards to claim. Okay. All right. So I'm in the menu. Where's it at? Talents, crafting, cosmetics.
No. Go to the right of Loner's Emporium of Wonders to the book with the like skull and the cross.
Ooh. Hello.
And then there's quests and challenges, and then you just click on that, and then everyone that has a star has books for you.
Claim reward.
Quest status.
A handful of shillings. Ooh, a weekly challenge was done too. Claim reward.
Yeah, I had a ton of those challenges.
A
to clear
purse
out.
of shillings. Challenges. Okay. Claim reward.
You're only making your job of editing even harder, dude.
He's just gonna put all this in the show.
This is actually a lot easier to edit because I don't have to cut this footage out. Well, I mean, I have to cut it, but I don't have to cut it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like this is gonna line up with audio. I don't have to line anything up, so this is perfect right here. So, don't think I'm making this harder on myself. Okay, so there. Oh gosh, yeah, I have like a lot of chests to gather.
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness.
And so I'm going through this, and I'm like, okay, every time you beat a level, it takes all the things you did extra in the level, and it adds it so that way you can upgrade the reward you get.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I've only gotten to like two upgrades on a chest, and I've had like 3 or 4 out of, I would assume, which is up to like 8 or 9 things you can get on it. So it's like, how hard is it to get all the tomes, all the books, do it in like a random match and complete the level, just so you can get a maximum upgrade in your thing.
Okay, Spoils of War. I have 11 chests.
Yeah,
so that's 33 items, right?
Yep.
You've got a ton of stuff. And it's gonna have some loot in there that's gonna, shoot your power level up quite a bit.
I got outright a green repeater pistol, a green crossbow, and then a rapier. Let's see. Ooh. Well,
Ooh.
yeah. Getting materials from these that I'll be breaking down shortly, definitely. Ooh, okay. This is kind of like loot boxes in a sense, but not. Ooh.
Yeah.
Theognis is amulets. It's a necklace. Theognis is amulet. I have no idea how it's pronounced.
After I started doing the headshots, yeah, started getting a lot more points and kills.
Myrmidia's hidden son. What are these things, and what is this language? Sinshill's ring, and it looks like a metal. Okay, well, whatever.
Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Wingardium Leviosa.
Saw.
Do these scale with my powers? So, like, should I like equip this stuff and then open more?
I guess. I think it's more like.
I don't think it does.
I think it's like Destiny, where you open it and then now the strongest thing you could put on is this. So
it matches with
like,
the strongest thing.
Yeah, it's just like okay, your highest equipped possible level is this now.
Okay, this sounds good to me.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't, it's not going to be enough level that once you play the next level, all your gear will be useless.
Okay.
As far as power goes.
I'm using this. 61. Yes, I will equip that. And fast. Ooh. Okay.
So needless to say, the game's pretty much a hit.
Okay, that's what I have right now. You know what? I'm good with that. Yeah.
Ethan, focus.
No, never.
Turn the game off.
Hold on.
Go to your
Hold
room.
on. Hold on. Oh, wait, what? I'm already in my room. Almost done. Almost done.
Yeah, for me, like, go to your room's not That's not a punishment. Like, that's where all the video games are.
Gotcha.
Not a
Okay,
punishment.
my hero
Someone yelled
power
at your
is
parents.
107.
Wow.
Bam, 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 bam.
By
Okay.
the time you beat Act 1, you'll be at 200.
Jeez. Okay. So are we done talking Vermintide?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're done talking Vermin.
Okay, sorry. It had to be done.
I tried to use that as a segue to get you
Oh,
to talk
I
about
know you
your
did.
game.
I know.
And
but-
you were like, "Yeah, I'm power 60, not happening." Let's talk
I know. I
Vermintide.
knew exactly what you meant, but I wanted to make this a little awkward. So here we are.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Good job, Ethan.
Okay, so Yakuza 0. That's what I'm supposedly playing. As for the opening where Tony said that I mastered the pocket circuit, what I'm doing in Yakuza 0 is working on the pocket car racing stuff on there.
Mhm.
So it's a little mini game where you encounter like some lady telling you, "Oh, come in, try this pocket blah 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 pocket car blah 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 stuff," and you're like, "Okay, well, I'll check it out," because Kiryu, he's like, "Hey, I'm curious about all this cool stuff kids like or whatever." And you go in there, and then you're like given this little toy car, and if I had to compare it to something, I'd say it's like the what are those called? Where you have the cars, you put them on the little thing, and they just roll down the hill.
Car?
Pinewood Derby.
Pinewood Derby. Sounds good. So it's kind of like that, except these are battery powered, and they go on the track. And so the track's got four lanes, and since it's got all these curves and stuff, you have a set number of laps that's divisible by the number of 4.
Mhm.
And so each one of these lanes, like each lap you do, you'll change to the next lane at some point during the lap. And then there's usually like a loop thing or a overpass thing where it puts you back on the outside one. So everyone, and it's divisible by 4, so everyone has an equal chance on there. Otherwise, it's like, okay, right turn, right turn, right turn, right turn. Okay, the person who was on the right right would
The
have
person on
to.
the inside wins.
Yeah, they would
It's
win
like
every
a-
time because they'd
It's
have
like
the
a track and
advantage.
it's like a track and field where the outside lane has the shorter turn.
Yes.
Or whatever it
Yes.
is. Yeah. Just to make up for it.
So they have a way to make it where it's a little easier for everyone to have the same advantage there. You got 2 little mechanics that come into play with this pocket car stuff. A boost
Aw.
depending on your battery, which you can have no boost. Oh, wait, I think it's 1 boost or 2 boost on there, and it's a heck of a boost. We'll just go with that. Like you hit that button, that car goes flying, and if you hit a ramp in later stuff, if your car is like top geared out and everything, you hit a ramp, you can actually fly outside the map.
Oh man.
May have happened once or twice. And then the other one is pressing circle to have your car stay in the lane or something. It tries to bounce out if you're like not balanced correctly, and so you have like a gauge, some kind of gauge where you have to hit circle to keep it in the lane on there occasionally. And if that gauge runs out, you're kind of living up to hoping that it doesn't happen. And it does slowly refill over time, but not as much as you would hope. There's also a fast forward feature on there, and I've kind of played around with it a bit on there. Like for the early races, I would constantly use the fast forward, and I started noticing in faster races, I don't want to use the fast forward because I think it affects game physics.
Mhm.
Like I would make a certain turn, and my car would start trying to fall out of the track, so I'm having to spam that circle button. But if I don't use the fast forward and I come back on that same turn four laps later, it doesn't happen. So I don't know if that's me noticing a physics difference with the fast forward or not, but I just kind of accept it for what it is and don't use it anymore. But the cars on there, you have like your little crappy starter car, and you kind of work your way up through the tournament bracket there, and while you're doing that, you can also race various other people to get additional special parts here and there. And they're all separate quest lines that come up. And since it's a children's racing thing on there, you're racing a bunch of children at one point.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the first one, you race this one kid who's not having any fun. You beat him. And then I want to say there's like a second kid, and you race him, beat him, and then they tell you you should race this girl because she's faster than both of them. And so it's like a little 6-year-old girl. Customer's like, all right, so I have to race this girl. That's cool. And she's like, okay, well, if you beat me, I'm your girlfriend. It's like, wait, what? So you go through, race her, and then there's like this lady you have to race, or something. No, is it a lady? I forget what it is, but you end up racing her dad at some point. And you think he's just a creepy stalker. No, it's her dad, and he's like, okay, I accept you as her I accept you as her boyfriend. And I was like, what is going on with this world? Cause was like, no. There's a lot more misunderstanding in there, where even he's like, what's wrong with these children these days?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think as far as the circuit stuff goes on there, I've completed the actual circuits on there, but I have one more race on there, and it's kind of right now it's kind of up to chance, even with like the best build on there, whether you win or not. It's really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going against the ultimate racer. I cannot say his name for spoiler reasons, because I'm sure someone who may or may not be listening would care. But if I beat him, huh? What?
I was gonna say it's called Yakuza 0, so I mean it's not really a spoiler. It's Captain Falcon.
That's
right.
Can't say anything, Cole. Can't speak.
That's a whole other game genre.
Yeah, Nintendo hasn't done those crossovers yet.
I don't know. We didn't get Kiwami 1 and 2 on Wii U over here like they did in Japan.
That's true. That's true. They might have done a whole big crossover thing in the Japanese version of the game, and we just don't know it.
It's definitely the year for it. I mean, Sephiroth.
After the very first race on there, I was like, my car sucks. I need more parts. I ended up finding the pawn shop, and they're selling this one car for a lot of money, and they give you like one additional part that comes with it. It's so that it's like it's been my go-to vehicle for everything I've been doing on there, and there's also these special I think they're called dream vending machines or something around the Kamurocho world area. And they have these varying prices that pop up on there. And if you have the 1 million yen machine, you have a chance of getting like really good items from it. And some of those items can be it's not slot car races, but it practically is. Cars for your pocket circuits, parts for your pocket circuit car. So I've kind of been farming that right now. I have a save point right next to one, so I spawn in. If it's on 1 million, I reload the save. And I'm needing one more part, and that'll put me at the best odds of having a chance to beat the ultimate racer. So yeah, that's what I've been doing in Yakuza 0, is playing other games in a game.
Just playing pocket cars.
It's addictive, man. It's like I kind of wish we had this stuff over here. I'd build these little cars and race them all the time.
We used to have in Tulsa a slot car place.
Nice.
Which isn't the exact same thing, but it had 2 huge tracks that you could play on, and it had a drag strip. Ooh. So it was really fun. Back when I worked at a summer camp, we took the kids there a couple times every summer, and they had a lot of fun. I wish it was still here, but it closed down long ago at this point. So I would love to see another one, but I don't know
Oh,
how lucrative the business model is for a place like that.
okay. Someone said look up Mini 4WD, and that's apparently the real life equivalent of this. Hold on. Images. Oh my gosh, it's the same thing. This looks awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, there's like a. Okay, well, this is crazy stuff.
Ethan's gonna go down a long dark hole of pocket cars now.
It looks like little RC car things that you could get like at a Radio Shack, honestly.
Yeah, they're just really small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing on here. Some of these are like really awesome looking, but just like all the stat build. Oh my gosh, there's tracks you can buy. There's like a number of stats. Like you have to worry about what kind of tires you have on there, the frame on there, whether it's like balanced meant for speed or power or whatever. And then you get like a front bumper thing you can attach. You have to worry about what kind of battery you have, and then there's like a back thing that you attach that reduces bounce. This whole thing just gets crazier and crazier, and then you even get like a little side attachment that keeps it in the slot better than what you would think. There's oh my gosh, that is a huge track.
Ethan, we're gonna lose Ethan
Oh
here
man,
before.
no. Look at this. Look at this. That didn't work, did it?
Yeah, I got a.
Well, it's a preview for a YouTube video. But look at that picture on the for that YouTube thumb thing, whatever.
Good grief, that track is enormous.
I told you, man. That's a 5-lane thing. That is crazy. At one point, it's 3 lanes over there. What is this?
Ethan is going to be looking this up, and we will be hearing all about his pocket car exploits over the next few months.
It all started in Yakuza 0.
Man, the 80s were a crazy time, man.
Weren't they? I lived through them.
I lived through half of it.
I lived through all of them.
You're like, which half?
Well, I would imagine it would be the second half. I don't think you can live through the first half, die, and then come back in the 90s.
Cryostasis.
There you go. Okay, that's true. You just froze your head with Walt Disney.
In the Disney Vault right now.
Oh, gosh.
Well,
The one thing they've never taken out of there.
While you have been racing tiny cars around tracks in the middle of Japan, I have been pretending to be a ninja. Cyber Shadow dropped this week, and it's free on Game Pass, and I downloaded it immediately when I saw that it was and started playing it, and that game is so good. Like, I know
I played a little bit right after we played Halo.
I know you liked The Messenger, and I enjoyed The Messenger as well. That was the first of these sort of Ninja Gaiden throwback style side-scrolling platformers, and Cyber Shadow is the same type of thing where it is a side-scrolling platformer. You play as a ninja. I don't remember it's developed by a single guy.
It's a Yacht Club's game, though.
With the exception of the music, and Yacht Club published it for him. And it is very much Ninja Gaiden throwback. There's a little bit of Mega Man influence in there with some of the enemy types, where there'll be like, you'll see an enemy moving back and forth on a platform, and if you get on the same level with them, you'll see it speed up, and then it'll slow down if you jump.
They have a line of sight thing. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And the game is really good. The controls are really, I think they're really tight. You've got your basic sword swing and a jump, and that's pretty much it, with the exception of also, I think you have some shurikens that you can use.
Yep.
I think I'm 6 levels in so far in the game. I don't know how long it is, but I think I was getting pretty close to like the midpoint. That's what it felt like in terms of the way the story was going. But it's really, really good. The checkpointing system is really generous. You're not backtracking super long if you die. It does have some of the Ninja Gaiden knockback, or like Castlevania style knockback, where you have no control over it if you get hit by an enemies, and that did cause some deaths. But once you know sort of how the movement works and how that knockback works, you can eliminate some of that to some extent. And I never felt any of those were like unfair. It's not like you're jumping and then an enemy pops up out of nowhere off the side of the screen like it did in that old NES game. So you can see everything. It's not like there's no unfairness to the difficulty, because the game is pretty difficult. I don't think we're talking Mega Man style difficult in any way, but when you get to each of the different checkpoints, there is also the ability to buy upgrades, get health, and things like that. There's one blade that I have, or one weapon I have, that I keep using over and over. I think it was called the Hyper Blade, or Hyper something or other. And basically what it was like this spinning saw blade on a chain that you could hit with your sword, and it would shoot it out in whatever direction you hit it from. So if it was above you, you could hit it above you or below you or to the left or to the right, and you could change the direction as it was coming back to you.
So it was something like a kunai, maybe with a chain?
Sure. We'll go with that. Then there's also another upgrade that you can get that basically extends the length of your blade, and it just basically gives you about another half a sword length that you can reach enemies. And I think you can combine those. Ooh. So I think there are some of them that you can, not all of them. But like I had the extra sword length with the Hyper Blade, or whatever it's called. I wish I could remember if that's what it's called, but I think that's what it is. And that was the weapon that if I found it, I kept going back to it over and over again, because it saved my bacon more than once. And I think the game is available on most everything right now: Xbox, PC, Switch, PlayStation. Not sure if it's on Stadia or not. I don't think it is.
Luna?
Not on Luna. I know it's not on Luna.
Ouya?
It might be on Ouya. Ethan would have to check
Nintendo
that.
Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, Windows, Linux, and Macintosh operating systems.
Okay, there you go.
All the next gen stuff.
Yeah. So, but I have been having a lot of fun with it. It is a really good platformer. I was joking occasionally whenever I would see some of the cutscenes that they basically just ripped the story from a Mega Man game and put it in here, because like you play as this cybernetic ninja, and these robots that have been created for security have gone crazy, and it's up to you to stop them. And then after you beat one of the bosses, you'll end up, what it does is you don't get their power, but you rescue another ninja that is a part of this group that you're a part of, and you get to share their power. So they avoid the Mega Man comparison in that way by letting you get the powers from something other than the enemy that you defeated. But it basically works out to be, once you've defeated a boss, you get a new power.
Do you have that cool little blue robo companion that's on the box art?
There is a little robot guy that you'll see every once in a while, and he will give you either like some health or an upgrade. So,
and then he also offers advice occasionally.
Yeah.
And plot significance.
Yep. So that is what I have been playing this week. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I know a couple of people in the Facebook group have been talking about it this week as well. I've been warned that I'm getting close to a difficulty spike, so I'll have to be keeping an eye out for that. But that is pretty much it for me this week. I did touch briefly on the Balan Wonderworld demo, and I know Ethan, you did too. I don't want to talk too much about it because it's not good. Like
It's a demo. It's a game. It's a
and
thing.
it's playable.
You just I tried it on my PS5.
I played it on the Xbox.
For a game that uses a controller that has at most or at minimum 8 individual buttons for various actions, 6 of those buttons are the same action.
And the other 2 aren't used at all.
They're used for cycling through your.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they cycle through your costumes. We'll call it.
Okay.
So you have one ability no matter what.
Yep.
And
each costume that you get, and I think there's something like 70 different costumes in the game, gives
and
you
you can
one.
Only have like 3 at a time.
Yeah, so one character can jump, another character will have like a melee attack, another character will have like a fireball that he can shoot out, something like that.
At some point, did you get the rogue power and then you get to use multiple?
Nope, not that I'm aware of. So
I actually fought a boss in the game, if that helps any.
I see the basis for a good game there, but it needs a lot of work to get to that point.
Also, I know it's a demo, but I have no idea what's going on in that game.
I had stuttering in the cutscenes too. Did you experience that on the PlayStation?
No, I didn't have any stuttering. I had
a lisp.
No, I had no idea what was happening because, like, did you pick male or female?
Male.
Okay, I'm wondering if your intro was different than mine, where you're because I chose the female and she's walking downstairs. There's all these maids and they're kind of like shying away from her and like they're talking bad about her behind her back or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then it seems like the male character is like the flip side version of the world or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like look through a mirror and you're looking at the other character.
But if they look in the mirror, they just see themselves, so it's weird. And then Bowlin or whatever his name is shows up, and he's basically Genie from Aladdin. That's the best way I can describe him, but he's not quite that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea what's happening in this game. There's no plot, I guess. And then you're like gathering these trophies, and it's like 8 trophies, and then train. And it's like, what does that even mean? And then I finally got 8 trophies, and then you're riding a train. And it starts unlocking more levels, and you're like, what the heck is going on here? And then in your hub world, you have Tims. Tims. They're little chickens, and they're wanting seeds, and you get the seeds from playing the levels, and you feed them to the Tims, and then they may or may not lay eggs. I don't know.
So it sounds like this game is the Buckaroo Banzai of video games.
It's something. I don't know.
Like I want it to be good. The opening cutscene is beautiful. Like the rendering for that was
it looks really good. Yeah.
And then you get dropped into the game, and it looks like a Wii game at best.
It looks like an HD port of a Saturn game, really.
So,
which makes sense because Nights into Dreams and Yuji Naka. Here we go.
Like I want it to be good. I want it to be successful, but they have to do a lot of work. There's a place for 3D platformers and good 3D platformers in the market. But this one's going to take a while to get there.
It's so weird seeing the background, the way it like scrunches up and kind of rotates, vertically.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
Yeah. So.
I don't know
that
if it's
is
like
it.
a resource saving mechanism they tried to put in there or something, but I don't like it.
I hope, because we're still a couple months out, that they're going to go back and do quite a bit of work, maybe delay the game a little bit, because I know the internet has been very, very mean about this demo that's out. And I think Yuji Naka had said this is like the last chance he's ever going to have to do a 3D platformer or something like this. And he's putting everything into this game. And right now it's just not good.
He needs a bit more than that in there.
He
needs to put a good game in there.
I do hope that his team and Square Enix take a look at this feedback that they're getting, and they're like, we've got to if nothing else, push the game back a ways and do quite a bit of work to it, because it needs it. So,
if I learned anything from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, it's that internet bullying will get stuff done.
Yeah.
So, but that is what I have been playing this week. Let's take a quick break. We will come back and we'll talk about the news. On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Ethan tattoos echidnas, Cole becomes a rat killer, and Tony does ninja things. We take a look at the week's biggest news and answer your questions.
So do you want to redo that where it makes a little more sense?
What?
The echidnas are no longer on the game showcase.
Oh, I didn't see you take that off. Just leave it in there.
People will be
I was like, is he going to read that? Let's find out.
I didn't see you had taken Sonic off of the thing.
I'm not the one who typed it, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay. So, this week, Nintendo former, not current Nintendo of America president, even though I think everybody would still rather him be the president of Nintendo America. Reggie this week was on a Game Awards stream talking with Jack Tretton and Robbie Bach, who are from Sony and Microsoft, or were respectively. And Reggie was asked what his defining achievement was during his time at Nintendo, and he said the transition from the Wii U to the Switch basically was the best part of his time there. And this is a quote from him that says, Nintendo has done so many innovations in the space. I think what Nintendo did with the Switch after the poor performance of the Wii U, I think to me and what I was a part of, that's my lasting memory. People forget when the Wii U launched, the performance over that life cycle was so poor. I mean, it was the worst selling platform. I think maybe the Virtual Boy was a little bit worse, but Wii U underperformed radically in the marketplace. And when your only business is video games, that next one had to be successful, and the Switch continues to be a dynamic platform selling exceptionally well. And the ability for the company to come up with the concept, to bring it to life, bring it to the marketplace, to have not only great first-party content, but great third-party and independent developer content, that's going to be something I'm always going to be proud of. Along with so many other things I was a part of, but the Switch really was a make-or-break product for the company, and luckily, it was a hit.
Tony, remember to breathe.
So, I do need to do that.
Gosh.
It's important to breathe. But so yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that if whatever came after the Wii U, because the Wii U, not arguably, it was a disaster. I think
it had potential. It was just the potential was far too late.
Coming off of the Wii and the success that the Wii was, I think people were expecting that same thing from the Wii U, but it just got so muddled from the very beginning
from the advertising of what it actually is, and then along to just the fact that it's going against like what PS3 and at 360 level of graphics fidelity. So, but then the Switch came along and made everything better.
The Switch is proving that the Wii U had a fantastic library, because everything on the Switch was on the Wii U before it. And a lot of that stuff is just getting redone. And so games like Mario Kart, which came out on the Wii U, and Breath of the Wild, which was originally going to be a Wii U game but moved to the Switch, those are still perennial top sellers, and they have been since the launch of those games. And
so you're saying there's a good chance we might see Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker remaster, or Wind Waker HD on Switch?
I would not be surprised if at some point those games don't come.
It's got to happen, right?
Like maybe in a Mario style package of multiple games together.
Oh, maybe we just have to wait till like its 35th anniversary. When is the Zelda 35th anniversary?
2 years.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Yep. I was born when the game came out.
86.
There you go.
Well, it came out in 86, so this would be February 21st, 1986.
Yeah, so the 35th would be this year.
Yeah.
Next year. Oh no, you're right. Oh wow,
It's this year.
I'm older than I thought.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
can I can only imagine that Nintendo is going to have huge plans for Zelda this year.
Huge.
We're not going down that road, Cole. So, but if the Switch had come out and it had failed, it's entirely possible we could see a completely different, future could have seen a completely different future for Nintendo, that maybe they would have had to have done the Sega and dropped out of the hardware space
uh,
and just focused on software.
I would not want a world where Nintendo just focuses fully on mobile platform, because that's where they would have tried at first and then still failed. Kind of.
Were you dissing Mario Run?
Yes, I am.
Mario Run's a boring Mario game.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean,
like,
at the same time, I wouldn't mind being able to play like Mario or whatever on like PS5 or Xbox. So, but
yeah, I mean, you know, considering that we've seen Xbox games on the Switch, I would not be surprised that if Nintendo ever does put their stuff on another platform, it will go to Microsoft before it would go to Sony.
Achievement unlocked. You got a mushroom.
That would be the first achievement that you get for playing a Mario game on an Xbox console.
Oh yeah.
Or you've jumped. Achievement unlocked.
Press right. It all starts with a single step.
So yeah, it's crazy to think that the Switch could have been what killed Nintendo, because you knew after the Wii U they weren't going to stop then. They've had those down moments before, but they've been able to bounce back, and they did just that. They gave people something that I don't think people were expecting that they needed or thinking that they needed, and I think have completely changed the way some people look at the way they play video games, with the ability to take the Switch wherever they go and have those console experiences in their hand with them wherever they are.
okay.
So, but yeah, I think that moment. Now, I'm surprised Reggie left when he did, because I thought he would have at least wanted to have seen the Switch all the way through, and then maybe after that would have been when he made his move to leave. But he's been probably busier since he retired from Nintendo
Oh
than
yeah,
he
definitely.
was during his time at Nintendo. So, did any of you guys buy GameStop stock this week?
No, but I kind of wish I would have.
Like, I've been following this a little bit. I'm not 100% certain on everything that's going on with GameStop, but I know, GameStop has been dying slowly for a long time. And I don't know, I don't know what prompted GameStop to be what has been the catalyst for what's been going on with the stock market this week. But some Reddit posters over in a Wall Street Reddit group have basically been going to what they called going to war with Wall Street this week. And
Yeah,
it has to do with short selling stocks, and people, that's a thing in the stock market world where people borrow stocks from one place to buy stocks somewhere else, and then make a lot of money off that, sell that stock, and then return the shares that they borrowed from people.
basically playing the stock market to get a better price, and they don't really care what happens to the business after they sell out on there.
Yeah.
Which kind of, it's kind of like, all right, we're planning for this business to go under, so let's do this so that way it goes under. And so other people are
And
like, you know
basically
what, hedge funds are kind of bad, so let's rub this in their face and make them regret it.
Yeah, and so all of these hedge funds have been using GameStop stock for these short sales, and the internet has basically done everything they could to make sure that can't happen by buying tons and tons of GameStop stock. And so
It
GameStop,
went from like $17 up to, I think it's like 400. It was like
I think
470
it
or
was as
something.
low as $4.
No, it was within the $17 range originally, I think, on there.
Was it?
You know
So
what?
yeah, I think I looked just a little while ago, and it's somewhere between $300 and $400 right now. And so, because a bunch of people bought all of this GameStop stock, it can't be sold back by the short sellers, and they've lost billions of dollars at this point.
It's at $325 right now.
Uh,
What was that percentage it went up? It was like what, a thousand?
it was
It was a huge percentage of the increase from what it was.
the number I saw was like it went up 400%, something
400%.
like that.
Okay.
But it's been crazy, and people have been able to buy small amounts of GameStop stock and make a ton of money by not selling it because the short sellers can't get rid of it. This isn't really going to do anything good for GameStop in the long run. It's a temporary boost to them, but GameStop's dying, whether they want to admit it or not. They're trying everything they can to keep from having to close the doors, but it's going to happen at some point unless they completely change their business model.
Is this before or after it becomes a Fortune 500 company?
Well, it's already technically become a Fortune 500 company because of the price of the stock, which is weird to think. But yeah, it's a bubble that's going to burst, and GameStop stock is going to tank eventually once the Redditors sell off all of their stock.
Which they don't plan to sell it at the current moment, but eventually.
So they're basically, what is going on is, in my view of it, is a bunch of people are playing a giant game of chicken with the hedge funds to see who blinks first.
And the people in charge, or people with the hedge funds, they're like claiming or calling foul on these people, saying, "Oh, you can't do that. You're ruining everything."
And they're going to the government, and the government's getting involved with all of this. A lot of companies that sell stock, especially like the Robinhood app, which has been behind most of this, basically wouldn't let people sell their stock. You couldn't buy new stock.
And what happened there was the people using it started saying, "All right, you know what? We're going to sue you because you're not letting us use your platform to buy a specific stock." And so
so there's a giant class action lawsuit that's being brought up against Robinhood. This is money talk like this just is something that is way over there. I can't talk super deep about it, but it's been interesting to watch from the outside.
There is actually a pretty good video that kind of explains it better than what we're saying. It's the Inside Gaming Daily video. So probably look at that if you're interested in a bit more detail what's going on there.
And like, GameStop is not the only company that this has been going on with. AMC, which is a theater company that was very, very close to going out of business because of the pandemic. They got like $600 million in additional revenue now because of all the stock that's been bought by people. And that's given them sort of a temporary reprieve from possibly going out of business. But again, I think both like GameStop and AMC, they're artificial stock inflations that aren't going to last. And so it's a temporary change in their fortunes at best. So it's definitely going to be interesting to watch over the next few days or weeks. We'll see how long this goes.
Also, the internet memes on it are great.
Oh yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
I almost think the people on Reddit did it because they were bored and needed new memes. But man, that's not really why it happened. But so it's been really interesting to see, and I know I will be keeping up with this, at least partially, because I don't want to go super deep into it, because then I'll just be like, why didn't I buy GameStop
You're
stock?
just gonna go with the news that comes through your Twitter feed and call it good, right? It's kind of what I'm doing.
So
I'm gonna get my Doge coin.
there you go. Dogecoin has
They kind of fell off that one already, I think.
have that, because I know the price of that was going up
It-
insanely fast this week as well.
I think it was, and they're like, this one's kind of dumb. Let's not.
Well, you know what's not dumb, and that's skateboarding.
That's true.
I can't,
And
I'm not going to argue that.
EA
Well,
this
have so many games if that was true.
EA this week has opened up a brand new franchise that is going to focus specifically on the Skate franchise.
Okay.
And
a skate game.
A new Skate game.
Okay, cool.
Skate
Yeah,
or
so-
die.
The studio's name is Full Circle, and their
Yeah.
general manager this week announced that some of the developers of the original Skate franchise were getting back together in this studio. And he said, the fans wished Skate back into existence, and we want them to feel involved in the process from development to game launch and beyond. We want them to feel like they're a part of Full Circle. We're all about having fun and making great games that people want to play with their friends, and we're looking for more developers to help us build compelling worlds for players to explore.
Grab a keyboard. You clock in at 8.
Type a few things on the keyboard and clock out at 5. There you go. No, the studio is located in Vancouver, Canada, and they're actually currently accepting applications for a number of different positions on the team. So if you're interested at all in developing a skateboarding game,
Contact Tony.
don't contact me, because I don't have. I cannot give you a job making a skateboarding game. If I could, I would, but I do not have that ability right now.
I'm gonna do that.
And they do say, though, that the game is still years away. But
Well,
a little bit of a
it is
pun.
EA though, right? So they might be. They have to think of their loot box stuff for it first.
I hope there's not a single loot box anywhere to be found in this game.
Okay, loot box for the artwork on the front side of your board, the back side of your board, the kind of tires, the plastic thingy on the bottom side,
Shut
the
your mouth,
sandpaper stuff, what color it can be. Maybe it has little glitters in it.
You get the glitter loot box.
You do want to buy stickers for your skateboard, right?
Yeah,
Digital skateboard.
Well, for your deck,
Digital
yeah.
Stickers.
Take this USB drive to any skate shop anywhere in your town, and they will give you a code that you can put onto it, bring it back, plug it into your system, and it will give you an exclusive sticker to that store.
That's cool.
You get an exclusive one if you go to Peralta's. Peralta's. Anyone who knows skateboarding and knows where Tony Hawk got his start will get that reference.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Mexican supermarket, Supermercados.
Supermercados Morales or whatever.
No, I said
Morales, that's what it is.
I said Peralta's with a P in there. Peralta.
I drove past that supermarket today, actually. So.
Hey, was it where you got his start, or was it
of-
just a good skateboard sales? I don't know. Anyway, carry on.
Has Sonic the Hedgehog ever ridden a skateboard? Yes. he has.
Yes, Sonic Free Riders.
Sonic Adventure
Yep.
2.
It's not exactly a
So-
skateboard, but it might as well be. And he has ridden a skateboard. That game didn't actually release, but anyway, I'll stop interrupting you now.
Skating around at the speed of sound.
Cole, please stop interrupting Tony.
Would you shush? I'm trying to get this news story out.
Okay, I'm being
Roger
quiet
texted
now.
me, dude.
I'm a bad influence.
I'm not going to read it. You read it now.
So, sad day for Sonic the Hedgehog fans. Roger Craig Smith is no longer the voice of
Who's-
Sonic the Hedgehog.
He's been the voice of Sonic for about 10 years now, and
Bring back Urkel.
it was
I
announced.
was about to say, yeah, wasn't he in the animated series?
He was, yes.
Yes.
it was announced that Roger Craig Smith won't be the voice of Sonic going forward. My guess is it's probably going to be what's his face from the movie.
Me?
No,
Ben Schwartz.
Yes. Yes, Ben Schwartz.
yeah, Ben Schwartz. Schwartzman?
Schwartz.
It's Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
You were thinking of
Guy
his name
from,
for Parks and Recs, weren't you?
Yeah.
Parks and Rec.
I was trying to figure that out, but I couldn't.
Isn't that who does the voice?
Yes.
Yeah, that is who does the voice of Sonic in the movie.
Is that blowing your
John-
mind
John-
right now, Cole?
What's his name? John Paul Rufio? Or what
Yes.
John Ralphio.
John Ralph.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
So yeah,
I bet they'll
no
probably ask him.
replacement-
I don't know.
No replacement has actually been announced, but that would be my guess, is that they're going to go with him and try to, unify Sonic's voice in some way across all the different forms of media.
I would love to throw my name in the ring for that if they have an open call.
Well, put together a demo reel and send it Sega's way.
You're too slow.
Sonic's not Russian. Sorry.
No, but we definitely have a potential for a mid boss in another Metal Gear game.
Wait, that was my Spanish accent. You're too slow.
Yeah.
It sounded more Russian.
Yeah, it was more Russian.
I'm a number one. Why do you always win?
All right, do the thing. The look at me, I'm the captain now thing.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
There we go.
Put the cookie down.
Now he's Austrian? What is going on?
You know what? We better just move
Sonic
on
the
here.
I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Come on.
Anyways,
Maybe you need to work for Conan O'Brien doing voices.
Eddie Richter, yeah.
Well, lastly, Netflix this week announced that a Tomb Raider animated series is in the works.
Yeah.
So, it will take place after the events of the new rebooted trilogy.
They're rebooting
And-
it again?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No. After the recent trilogy that was out, Tomb Raider,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that.
Rise
that
of the Tomb Raider,
mess.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or is it
Yeah,
is it
it's whatever,
Raider,
Tony. Who
Shadow,
cares, really?
Rise, whichever. That trilogy.
It's impossible to keep track of
Tomb
at this
Raider,
point.
Shadow Legends.
Oh man,
You, sir, have committed a great sin on this show.
you're never allowed back on after that one.
Alright. Well, it's been a good run.
4 weeks.
I just dropped in the Minecraft chat. Okay, you can speak again.
Thank you.
And the series is being written by Tasha Huo, who is also doing the writing for the Witcher prequel, which is
Oh.
animated, I believe, as well on Netflix.
Okay. Don't mess it up. That's all I can say.
So,
I don't know. Obviously she's qualified, but, I don't know if she's qualified under the fans speculation area.
yeah, I have no clue. I don't know right off the top of my head anything she's done, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But yeah, so a lot of video game stuff getting TV series, especially over at Netflix, over the next 2 or 3 years.
Now, by animated, does that mean like cartoon, or does that mean like 3D models and everything?
I'm guessing this will be like cartoon animated.
I would be hopeful for like a
Probably like Castlevania.
just like the game or Final Fantasy, those sort of things.
Yeah, like the Castlevania has been a fantastic animated show.
But that's because it's an anime.
Well, Tomb Raider could be an anime.
Hmm.
As long as we're not doing like the Cartoon Network style of animation, because I really hate that, most of it.
Tomb Raider Go, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's take some Japanese influence in the animation for Tomb Raider. I don't know.
Although I do
it would work.
appreciate that they the Teen Titans Go actually did some crossovers where they had all the different types of Teen Titans on the episode.
They even had the good Teen Titans show people in there.
And then they've also made fun of themselves.
True.
For it.
But like, what I'm not wanting is stuff like Adventure Time and Steven Universe and, you know, I don't remember what the Bird and the Raccoon Show, whatever that is.
Ahmed the Tiger and Laura the archaeologist. The fun never ends. It's Tomb Raider.
So, yeah, but like Resident Evil, Mario, Castlevania, what else?
Street Fighter.
Is there a Street Fighter show coming?
Oh, coming? No.
Oh. I'm just talking about the stuff we know about that's coming over the next little bit. We're getting the Mortal Kombat movie, but that's going to be on HBO.
Oh my gosh.
So lots and lots of video game stuff getting TV and movies over the next little bit. But that, I guess, will be the end of the show for this week. So thank you very much, Cole, for being here, even though Ethan kicked you out.
No listener feedback this week?
Oh wait, we did have one, didn't we? I didn't put it in the show.
Did we have one?
We had one. Let me pull that up real quick. We do have listener feedback. I forgot about that.
Where?
It was in Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes from Cole via Facebook, who wants to know what's your favorite Destiny 2 class to use and why. So,
I'm sorry, I blanked out. What happened? What was the question again?
Cole wanted to know what your favorite Mortal Kombat character is.
Oh, okay.
Scorpion.
And no, if the answer's not Freddy Krueger, you're
I don't consider him a Mortal Kombat character.
Was he in Mortal Kombat?
Probably, but
I don't even remember. I think he was.
As a DLC, I could guess, but
Yeah.
I don't consider him a Mortal Kombat character.
I think he had. No, you're thinking Jason. Jason had this BS move where he would die and then he would come back from the grave. That was in Mortal Kombat 10.
Wasn't he like really slow? Well, Mortal Kombat's already a slow fighting game anyway.
Yeah. So, no, he wanted to know what your favorite Destiny 2 class is. I only used Hunter. That's the only one I've ever used, so I have to go with that one.
Ethan?
My default has always been the Titan until this most recent expansion. Then I defaulted to the Hunter completely at this point. Although playing as the Warlock is really fun.
Yeah, Warlock has gotten really good.
It really depends on what subclass you're going to use as that class.
True. I've always been a Hunter main, so I enjoy the Hunter, especially with the new stasis stuff. But I've actually been using the Titan a lot for the raid, because line rampants, you can just fly halfway across the map.
I just saw that you changed your name in Discord.
Yes. Hello, it is me, Sonic the Hedgehog.
The show has gone off the rails. It's time to stop. Thank you very much, Cole, for being here.
I'm always happy to be here. Thank you.
And Ethan, thank you for kicking him out of the show.
I only did it that one time. He's still here now.
Oh, dang. Oh, he's gone. And
he actually left. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Russian Sonic is back. And we're done. If you want to reach out to us, we have new ways to do so. You can email us at procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/pgent. Patreon supporters get the video version of the podcast a day early. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel, and we still have that famous Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.